Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to my Bournemouth Premier League guide, a club I am close to my heart. I am originally from Bournemouth. I know them pretty well. I talk about them constantly with my nephew, who's a season ticket holder, goes to all the games. So we talk a lot about football. So other than Liverpool, this is probably the team I know the most. So let's have a look at the club vision first. Possession football, which can be tricky when you're not a top side. So that if you're I think if you win games, if you perform above expectations, you get away with not maybe doing these things. But if you're struggling, this will quicken your doom, so to speak. But they want to play attacking possession-based football, work within the budget, and the end of the current season is mid-table. It's pretty hard. They're not the best team in the world. Real-life Bournemouth seem to get mid-table easy, but this is definitely a bit more of a challenge. 5th round of the FA Cup, 4th round of the Carabao. So this season mid-table, next season top half, and then they don't want anything more than that. Most teams want slow progression. Bournemouth are like, just finish top half for the rest of time. We'll be fine with that, which is, probably quite realistic. I think they take mid-table for the next 5 years, to be honest. So not too bad. The possession stuff and the mid-table this year could be a little bit more tricky. So let's go and have a look at the squad. Goalkeepers, slight issue. We have a 39-year-old Artur Boruc, who pretty much uses a mobility scooter at this point. We've got Asmir Begovic, who fell out with the club, who's now on loan. And then, so we've got this youngster, Aaron Ramsdale, come through the ranks, he looks like he could be a decent goalkeeper. I'm not sure if he's ever number one material, but so that's something straight away. We'll have a look at finances in a minute, see if we can afford to do any of this. At right back, we have Adam Smith. We've got Simon Francis, who can play there. Steve Cook, no. Jack Stacey, who's 23 years old. Really nice physicals, actually. Not too bad. At left back, we've got Charlie Daniels, who's getting on a bit now. And Rico, who starts off the game transfer listed. You might want to have a look at that. He's better going forward than he is defensively. Might be good in a left midfield position, maybe. But his defensive numbers let him down a little bit. So, yeah, mid-table, already looking tricky. We've got Sermon, who's a solid midfielder. We've got a wonder kid. We've got Lewis Cook, who is a very good playmaker, who's still going to improve lots. We've got Jefferson, Big Jeff, they call him, in the club. Really good player as well. So, okay, we've got a central midfield partnership. We've got Harry Arter out on loan because he wanted to leave the club because he thought he was better than he clearly is. Dan Gosling, Brooks, who's good to see. He's been upgraded this year. I've said this like 8 months ago. This kid is going to go far and is going to have a massive career and is going to play for a big club, no offence, Bournemouth, very, very soon. Pacey, attacking midfielder. They've got him more as a... he's got some holes in his game, isn't he? I think I prefer him... shadow striker's not actually bad, is it? Concentration is the only thing that lets him down. But other than that, he's got some gaps. Like long shots and crossing's not bad. So it's kind of wingers... He's got the pace for a winger, but his crossing needs work if you're going to play him that side. Inside forward is definitely a possibility. Although that long shot lets him down again, but good flair and going forward and pace. So maybe inside forward or as a number 10 position. I wouldn't potentially play him up front. With how Bournemouth is, we've got other strikers that can do that job. He can play up front, though, clearly. But I think I'd let others do that job. We've got Harry Wilson on loan from Liverpool. He's not a bad little player. Really good free kick as well, which is nice. Jordan Ibe, former Liverpool player. Optimistic, I think these numbers are. He's still pretty good. I think he's a terrible... It's one of those players. Natural ability, tick. Footballing brain, no. Headless chicken is definitely Jordan Ibe. And we've got some other players. We've got Josh King, who can play on that inside forward position, absolutely rapid, or up front again. We've got Ryan Fraser, who Liverpool apparently interested in. Really good player. He's been upgraded this season as well. Out-and-out winger. But could also play up front, apparently. He's never played up front, but he can because he's got finishing, composure, first touch, pace. Actually not too bad at all. So if you're desperate, he can definitely play up front. But a winger or an inverted winger, depending on your decision tactics-wise, but very, very good player, worth 25 million. We've got Jermaine Defoe out on loan. And then we've got our main boys. We've got Callum Wilson, who's still a beast. Just a proper poacher, advanced forward. Don't expect him to do amazing things or ping one for 40 yards, unless the game's still broken. He's just an out-and-out finisher, which is, you take that, really. He's still a beast. And then we got another Liverpool reject, a good backup to him, a bit more well-rounded of a player, but lacks a bit of the sort of finishing or the pace. But 21 years old, going to improve massively. So not too bad. Defensive-wise, we've got Chris Mepham, who I forgot to mention, who's a ball-playing defender, who's a beast as well. But, Simon Francis is 34 now. Charlie Daniels is 32. The goalkeeper's 39 and 32. Smudger's 28. Defensively, we have issues, people. Let's have a look if any of the good youth players. Sam Surridge, out on loan. Decent striker, could become a squad player. Don't expect him to be a world beater. And a couple of others, but we'll look at the under-18s. Ooh, let's just not look at the under-18s. Right, finances, £20 million. Spoiler alert, that's double what Arsenal get. You're welcome, Bournemouth fans. They've only got £6 million in the bank. They're happy to gamble. Because that always goes well in the Premier League. Just ask Leeds. Or Fulham, or any of the other two. 60,000 on wages. So actually we've got decent money, and I think I'd rebuild from the back, to be honest. I think I'd get a strong goalkeeper. The likes of Lewis Cook and Simon Francis are decent enough for one more season. I'm thinking a goalkeeper and a right back is probably the first thing. Stacey's not too bad. Maybe a left back then. Yeah, a left back, because we've got Charlie Daniels and Rico. So a goalkeeper and a left back. Then if I've got money left, a centre back. As for sort of players that we've got, Nathan Ake as well. I didn't have to show him because you know how good he is. If you watch me, I've signed him already for absurd amounts of money. Another ball playing. So actually, centre backs are okay. He can also play left back, but he's a little bit wasted there. I think he's much better as a ball playing centre back. So ball playing, we can play out defence because we've got two guys that are really good at it. We just need a left back and a goalkeeper. They're the 100%, the first two I would go to. If we look in the dynamics, how happy is everybody? Oh, don't worry about that. I just started off as no reputation, so ignore that. Dreyfus Maps is good. Team Keegan will fix itself, so that's not too bad. If we look in the staff page, for the amount of staff we've got, which is not many, that's not too bad at all. Scouting department needs a complete rebuild. We've got almost the worst in the league, but we've got plenty of spaces. The medical staff is okay. I think maybe one of these physios might be bad because they're still quite low. But yeah, so staff's okay. I think once you get a bit more money in the club, because you will make the budget of Bournemouth, their wages is still pretty damn low. So you'll make money. If you can stay in the job, get mid-table this season, you'll end the season with a load of money, and then going into the second season, you'll have money to burn. And I think part of that is for the amount of coaches to be increased and all that sort of good stuff, and build this back room. If we look at the faculties, very small stadium that we're renting. 300k a year is nothing in the Premier League. Don't worry about that. Average data facilities, average youth, good training. It's all okay. But going forward, I think if you're planning a long-term save with Bournemouth, you want to start getting money in the bank so you can build a new stadium, because this just is not good enough. You're going to fill this every week. We need to get a bit bigger stadium. So that's definitely on the cards. But facilities are okay for the time being. So there you go. Let me know if you are a Bournemouth fan or you're FM20, you're doing a Bournemouth save. Let me know what sort of tactics you're using, what formations, all that sort of good stuff, the signings you've made, players you've maybe sold, maybe you cashed in on the likes of Ryan Fraser or something to rebuild. Let us know in the comments, help each other out, get involved, get chatting and all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.